Hello? Well, it's been long enough. Everybody's had it rough. It's been a real tough pass we've all been going through. But hold on to me, and I'll hold on to you. Yeah, it had me all up in my feelings. I had to rethink my demons in this world. I had to rise above. Go on and cover me, I will cover you in love. But if everybody came together, then we all tried to do a little better, and we set the blame down. Yeah, we set it all down. I've been letting the world get too close to me now. Yes, I've been letting the world get too close to me now. Yeah, we're all in the same boat, and if we want to keep it afloat, all of the water that we're taking in, it's got to stop. Go on and call on God, but row away from the rocks. But if everybody came together, then we all tried to do a little better, and we set the blame down. Yeah, we set it all down. And I've been letting the world get too close to me now. Yes, I've been letting the world get too close to me now. Yes, I've been letting the world get too close to me now. Cool.
Yay! Hey y'all, thank you for joining us for week 3 of our live from home, at home residency, whatever this thing's called.
Hello. I've been looking at you from here instead of looking at you there, which is better.
I like you looking over here.
Okay.
Part of the time anyway.
I'm looking at myself right now.
Okay, what you gonna say? You were gonna say something.
No?
Yeah, you said you want to say something about that song.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If you want to.
Yeah, I was just thinking that The Great Divide, we cut that song, and her and I wrote that together. It's one of the earlier songs that we wrote together. I think I'd started it, and you helped me finish it.
I guess it was before we wrote the Crow and Gazelle album. I guess that's true.
Yeah, and a lot of that was going through, you know, coming out of 2020 and all that bullshit going on, and, you know, everybody being angry and blaming each other, which is still going on, you know, and that song is about setting it all down, you know. And I still love the line, call on God, but roll away from the rocks. I saw that proverb somewhere, old proverb, not from the book of Proverbs, but I always liked that and like working that into that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Welcome to the tent. We put this in our backyard. Now we kind of live in here.
That's not an exaggeration.
What are we gonna do?
Mad Men.
Okay, put one.
Okay.
This another song that
Yeah, this is another song the
yeah.
Great Divide did.
Great Divide Day on here.
Or it's songs that Mike McClure wrote day as well.
Aw.
Sometimes we get reduced to one label or one thing, or we think we have to be one thing for certain people. But one of the healthiest things you can do is deconstruct that thought and know that you can be anything you want to be. And you can be different from the ones around you and from one day to the next. Because we're all just growing and figuring this out. And change is God, really. God is change. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's okay.
I feel it.
Multiplicities. Embrace your
That's
multiplicities.
Probably one of my biggest struggles would be like, I remember when I first left Great Divide, I just started playing all these songs nobody knew, angrily.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's like, a certain part of that was punk and fun, but it wasn't really.
Well, yeah, because you were
reaching
trying to be
anybody.
something different, so you thought you couldn't.
Yeah, I
you
couldn't
wear the other
bring
hat.
that with me, you know, and it's been an interesting journey as far as, you know, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I?
And maybe you won't know until you're 95 years old, and that's okay. Okay, here's another song Mike wrote. Look at the light shining down on the muddy boggy. Look at the top of the drop where the river begins. Look at the love that I shove out the door when I'm angry. Look at the night turning into the daylight again.
Madmen, they brought the medicine in, and the medicine made the rounds. A spoonful of surrender
Help that medicine go down. And the older ones would try to keep it steady, and the younger ones would pushing for change. Somebody should have went and warned somebody, 'cause I don't think nobody ever came. And the older ones would call it all evil, and the younger ones we'd revel in that fact. Somebody said they saw the last ship leaving, and I don't think it's ever coming back. Madmen, they brought the medicine in, and the medicine made the rounds. And a spoonful of surrender help that medicine go down. And the distance that you're keeping from the bastards will let you know how much is left to save. And the difference in the here and never after is in the distance from the cradle to the grave. Madmen, they brought the medicine in, and the medicine made the rounds. And a spoonful of surrender help that medicine go down. Look at the light shining down the muddy boggy. Look at the light turning into the daylight again.
Yeah. Sorry, I hit that wrong chord.
That's okay. I love that song. We sometimes.
Shout out Brian White. He wrote some of that with me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Brian White. Damn quails. Also, that's not all Brian White is. Let's not reduce him to the damn Quells, but he is the lead singer.
He is an axe throwing machine. Also.
Yeah, he is. And a wood whittler
Whittler
extraordinaire. Okay, we're gonna go out to the beloved, infamous soliloquy wall now, and I gotta get my water. And so.
Can it be infamous after 3 viewings?
Of course it can. He said, "Can it be infamous after only 3 times?" Why not? We are what we say we are, right? So.
All right, what I was going to talk about out here at Log Talking, I'm going to call it. It's just a more simple word. But this week, God, I've been going out to her grandma's land and chainsawing mesquite and stacking it up. I'll spin around the camera in a second, but it's been real, one of those Zen type things of cut, pick up, put it in the truck, drive it back. I was going out there and getting in kind of a Zen state of mind with it, and also making a cool wall, which was fun. But and anyway, I've been going out there, and the last time I went out was just really grinding on. There's like 3 things going on in my head that I just kept chewing on. I'm a chewer, and these 3 different things would just keep popping up, and I would chew on them while I'd be out there chainsawing. And, when I come home, she sees it all over me and kind of pushes me to go do a therapy thing, which was writing all of it down on a piece of paper. Just write it out. I'm a big believer in therapy because just saying it and getting it out of your head, getting it out. Sometimes it's really ridiculous when you do say it and see it, the thing that you've been chewing on, So I had 3 things, and I wrote them all out and just said what needed to be said about them, because there wasn't really anything that I could do about any of them. And wrote them all 3 down, took up a couple pages, and come outside and lit them on fire and burned them and just let go. And there's something cathartic about that, I think. And we've done that before in the past. Sometimes I'm guilty of reading about psychology and therapy and not actually applying it, So this was a chance where I got to kind of put that into action. And I went out today cutting wood, and I was super peaceful, and none of those things even arose. And anything negative that did arise, I would just push it away. Anyway, I wanted to share that. And are you ready? Are you ready for that quick of an exit? Thanks.
That was beautiful, baby. Okay. Okay. I like how there's a tilt. So, yeah. We try to create this space as a place to share and document. We're doing this live just to be like a living document, a living, I guess, testament to where we are each week in this journey. And to allow ourselves the grace that if we stumble, that it's okay, because so much about life is feeling judged, feeling critiqued, feeling insecure about who we are, about what we believe, or so overtly secure in what we believe that we can't allow for, those multiplicities that exist in us to exist in others. And I think one of the greatest, crimes against life is when things become so just singular and siloed and as though there's only one way to be. Because if you look around at the whole planet and in all of creation, there's multiple kinds of every species. There's multiple kinds of orchids and lotuses and oak trees
And so why does every human have to be this carbon copy of something that was supposedly written down in a book that more than half the planet doesn't even follow? And when I think about that, I wasn't intending on saying that. That all just flew out from thinking about Mac. And, you know, he said a while ago, I'm guilty of chewing on something. And sometimes I think about that, and I don't want him to feel guilty for anything. You know, that word carries so much for me, and like a trigger. And as I sit here and what I plan to say, sorry this is rambling, but I'm just going with the flow. You know, we sit here a few days before Christmas, and you know, when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, I do want to talk about the person whose birthday a lot of people celebrate, including a lot of our family and friends, and you know, Jesus, Yeshua. And I will say that I have a lot of friends and family, chosen family, who don't celebrate Christmas in the same way because of the idea of the birth of Christ, but because Christmas stems from, you know, these ancient beliefs in the coming of light from the darkness, the celebration of life, which indeed is what Christmas should be, you know, a celebration of life. But when I think about the birth of Yeshua in what is now present-day Palestine, for me, what I see and what I know, that was a gunshot. Don't worry, somebody's probably shooting an animal, and I hate that. But Yeshua, the humble mystic, the ascended carpenter, the revolutionary who was murdered for what he tried to bring out of the darkness and into the light, the things he tried to help the people at that time to remember that they had the power to bring heaven to earth, that they came from light and from love, and it was to light and love that way that they were to return. And for that, I believe he was murdered by the very people who went on to write the book that everyone uses to judge and blame and bring shame to everyone else. And so the part where we think there's only one way really limits our connection and our closeness to the truth. And, you know, the idea that we were born to sin and in sin, I believe, brings a great deal of suffering. And I believe that the people who wrote that into existence were the same people that murdered Yeshua for what he said and what he believed and what he tried to bring to light. And so I want to read something from the Nag Hammadi, which is the rest of the scriptures and parables and stories of Jesus that were not allowed into the Roman version. From the Gospel of Thomas, who, for me, has a much closer and beautiful image of who I believe the bringer of love, what he would have actually meant for us to know. That we were not from original sin, but from original light. This is from Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas 50. And Jesus said, if they say to you, where have you come from? Say to them, we have come from the light, from the place where the light came into being by itself and established and appeared. And if they say to you, is it you? Say, we are the children. We are the chosen. Explore your multiplicities. Explore the opportunity to let go of stories that bring suffering and limit your ability to feel your worth, to feel your birthright, which is worth. And if you feel a lump in your throat thinking about your worth, this is for you. I invite you to set it down and remember that you were never cast out, and you were always loved and always loved, just as you are. We're gonna walk back over to the tent now. Sorry that went a little bit long, but y'all can fast forward if you don't like it.
Did you get my wood pile in there?
Oh, I didn't get the wood pile, but here's... Okay, I'm walking back. I mean, at this point, you're either here for it or you're not. Look at this, y'all. Look how beautiful. It's a privacy fence that my beautiful, talented St. Michael made that with his bare hands. And I didn't move any of them because that looked miserable to me. I grew up having to do manual labor from the time I could walk, and I don't want to do it now. Okay, let's do the Great Divide one. Towards, dang, it's a day for reinventing Great Divide. Okay, 1 second. Oh, went on a ramble there. Thank y'all. Talk about therapy. I needed to say some of those things out loud. But I feel like I'm in it too much. There we go.
There they crucified Jesus and they crucified King. They crucified John F. Kennedy. Peace and change have always met with violent opposition from minds filled up with mediocrity. But the road must be paved and the road must be straight. The world is to continue to travel. And I thank God for those who gave us their lives so we could spread a little gravel. Whoa, whoa, here it comes. Yeah, yeah, we're all circling towards the sun. Yeah, yeah, the trumpet blast. Won't you look in your rearview mirror, my friend? It's coming up fast. Now they say a rich man into the kingdom of heaven is a camel through the eye of a needle. I see some preacher jump around there on TV, making more money than the Beatles. There's people out there and they ain't got a dime, but they give that man everything they made. I ain't saying there's anything wrong with giving, just be careful what you take. Whoa, whoa, here it comes. Yeah, yeah, we're all circling towards the sun. Yeah, yeah, the trumpet blast. Won't you look in your rearview mirror, my friend? It's coming up fast. Won't you look in your rearview mirror, my friend? It's coming up fast.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I gotta get my leg on the inside.
Oh.
Man, y'all should see us. Not hours, but definitely some time spent trying to figure out how to get ourselves in here comfortably and, you know, aesthetically. Like, I still don't know if I got this thing where it's supposed to be. Okay.
It'll work.
Okay, we're gonna do one more song for y'all today. Thank you again for showing up, whether you watch it now or later or never. I send those people love too. There's lots of places to wind up in this world, and if you've wound up here, whether by choice or chance or synchronicity, hi. We're glad you're here, and if anything has resonated, that's because we're all in the right place. And it's important that we find our people, you know. and reach for those connections that are ancient and pure, and don't be afraid to look into things that you're not sure about. Speaking of, we're gonna do this Neil Young song, which I'm entirely sure about how much I love it. But we've been working up this version. We went and saw Neil Young in Denver in September. First time I'd ever seen him.
I threw my hip out.
We stayed on our feet and danced the whole time in the pit, and he literally threw his hip out. But I mean, it was just totally. I've always liked Neil Young, you know, and like I have some vinyl, but this created something cellular, and I feel his words and his intentions, and there's a few songs that I've been rumbling around that I feel like, you know, songs are interesting, and there's a thing about poetry that once you write it and release it, it doesn't belong to you or to anyone, because words and poems become what they're needed to be in the time of need. And for me, this song landed at a time where I needed to feel and hear myself saying these words, and changing a few of them, to be honest. So Neil, he wasn't sure about this, but he's supporting me, which is what he does, because that's what we do for each other. So anyway, here's this song. Hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my. Out of the blue and into the black, you paid for this, but they give you that. And once you're gone, you can't come back. When you're out of the blue and into the black, Queen is gone, but not forgotten. Is this the story of a country rotten? Is it better to burn out than fade away? My, hey. Hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my.
Have a good rest of your week,
We love y'all.
or month, or year.
Bring in the blessed light. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Neil.